Hi-Tec engines need Hi-Tec oils.
The Australian Swift Racing Series saw some nail-biting action last round. Newcomer Reece Murphy took the lead and he's here for a chat. Reece, tell me about your experience with the Swift so far.
The Swift so far, this is our first year in the Swifts. It's our first manufacturers championship that we've competed in. It's been great so far. The amount of support that we do get from Trans-Tasman Motorsports and all the sponsors, First Class Swifts, the custom panel paint, Achilles radials, Murphy Glass and Mirror, it's been really good.
You've impressed us so far. You've been up in the midst of the action. Do you have any plans to beat Allan Jarvis this year?
Allan Jarvis is definitely a hard charger. He will be difficult to beat, especially this round. He's quite good in the wet, so hopefully if we maintain consistency, get a few round wins, we'll be there at the end of the championship. As I said, these conditions are so slippery. The Winton track being quite tight turns and then a few high-speed stuff. It does make it difficult, but good fun.
Thanks, Reece. Let's hope this round is just as exciting as the last.
Cars rolling onto the grid for the Hi-Tec Oils Australian Swift Racing Series round here at Winton Raceway. We're going to go back and take a look at a couple of highlights from races 1 and 2, Grant Boyden. But going into this round, Allan Jarvis has a handy little lead over Reece Murphy, but Murphy's been very impressive this year.
Yes, and look at the Winton race circuit layout. We've got rain conditions on a track that is suited to drivers who can sit perfectly on the race line. This is going to be an interesting couple of races.
Yeah, race 1 would prove to be a very tricky affair. Early morning rain making the conditions pretty diabolical. This was a great fight between Brooke Leach and Captain Rob Jarvis. They fought the way out. Now have a look and listen at this save by Reece Murphy. Great car control, could have been a much bigger off.
Always difficult in front-wheel drives. You've got to keep your foot on the gas, and Ward this entire time started to build a nice lead, which gave him a bit of breathing space in the closing couple of laps.
This battle continued the whole way through the race, and Brooke Leach was right in the thick of the action. And a Jarvis sandwich, Rob in front, Allan in behind, with Samantha Reid just in there as well.
No one could stop Damien Ward, though. He took the victory in race 1, and he was pretty happy with that.
And that put him towards the back of the pack when we went racing for race 2. And it was Allan Jarvis who made the best of the starts. His old man followed him through, and it was a Team Jarvis 1-2 down into turn 1. Great start from Brett Stewart. He fought his way through the pack.
Yeah, there is Jarvis on screen at the moment, working the car, and you can still see that they're off the racing line. It's still wet, so if you slip out there, you're going to do this.
Murphy runs wide. So, second time in 2 races, the wet conditions caught him out.
We'll just call it Murphy Corner now.
Well, I think so. Jarvis, meanwhile, made a big move. He charged his way through the field, went up to first, then dropped back from first to second, then to third, and then to fourth, and eventually to 5th place in the space of 2 corners.
That's what happens when you have a bit of a coming together out there. They lean on each other, and as a result, you lose momentum, and it's all over Red Rover.
And despite leading a lot of that race, Jarvis would only finish 5th, and Reece Murphy survived. He's off in the rain to take the race win. Reece Murphy is a new star in the Hi-Tec Oils Swift Racing Series this season, so we thought we'd find out how he's finding it.
Yeah, great. I love the series. They're great little cars to drive. This is our third round. Second round at Malala, we took out the win. We poled it there as well. We've just put it on pole for today, and we'll see how we go tomorrow. Racing's been in our family all our life. Grandfathers, aunties and uncles race. My father used to race. So basically we've stepped up from go-karting. We haven't been in a car or anything for about 4 years, so this is our first entry level. It's value for money, can't go wrong, and hopefully if the budget's there we'll look at something bigger next year. Last round was quite difficult with the competitors that we had there. Although there wasn't that many of us, they were all hard chargers. So yeah, basically picking our lines, being as smooth as we can, really got us over the line.
Of all the categories in Australian motorsport, what was it that attracted Reece to the Swift Racing Series?
Fun. Like there's no other really words you can put down to it. It's a great category. More and more Suzukis in the class would be great, but at the moment, yeah, all I can say is it's great fun. Realistically, we're sitting second at the moment. Out of 3 races, we've poled twice. We won Malala last round, obviously. At the moment, we're looking quite good, and we're going to push on and hopefully be close at the end.
Well, Reece Murphy looking to close that lead on series leader Allan Jarvis in the Hi-Tec Oils Swift Racing Series, and the 62 car starts from the front of race 3. Damien Ward, the newcomer to the series, goes from second. He's been super impressive so far, including that great victory in race 1.
Then Brett Stewart and Rob Jarvis rounding out the second row of the grid. Should be an interesting final race. Fine conditions, unlike earlier today.
And watch for Samantha Reid going from the back of the field. Had some dramas in race 2 with the car, but that is all rectified and she'll be looking to climb her way through. It's a very competitive little Swift Racing Series field. At a track that I think suits these cars perfectly. We're underway. Pretty even Stevens off the start for the 2 leaders on the front row. Murphy, we're on board.
Look at that, a nice start, wasn't it? Everybody's still sitting side by side from their starting positions. That tells you how cleanly away they're all able to get these cars.
So away they go down towards turn 3. Well, Ward, they went side by side through there, so good clean racing. Ward holds on and assumes the lead. Brett Stewart, the Bundy car has just slipped up the inside.
Yeah, Murphy being the gentleman there and doing the right thing and not tagging that guy alongside him, and as a result slips back into 3rd spot. He'll regret that.
Pictures from Allan Jarvis's car now, the Achilles Radials Suzuki. Through turn 5, then that quick change of direction at 6. Stay off the curb in one of these short wheelbase cars and then...
Listen to him scream on the brakes.
Murphy dives up the inside. Brett Stewart forced out wide. So he loses ground, and these cars, Boydo, you lose momentum, you go backwards quickly.
Yeah, it's just like Formula Ford. You can't make one single mistake. If you do, it's going to cost you positions, especially with the field this bunched up in the opening couple of laps. It's going to be a surmountable position that you're going to lose if you get it wrong and go off the track, as we just saw.
So a handy lead already by Ward. Murphy next, Stewart 3rd, then Jarvis, and Jarvis line astern. There's Brooke Leach. Great to have Brooke back, recovering from a shoulder reconstruction. So had quite major surgery and missed the first couple of rounds of the series this year, but very impressive performance in 2011 in the Swift Racing Series. Great to have her back, and she's had a competitive performance this weekend in car 84.
Yeah, and going on this weekend's performances, you won't expect to see her in last position for too much longer, I wouldn't think.
She'll be looking to make her way through the field. We're on board with Reece Murphy. There's a gear there somewhere, just struggled to get it slotted into 4th. And the start-finish straight over the bumps before turn 1.
You see how hard they work down through the S's as he tries to close in on the race leader. Under a bit of pressure at the moment as well.
So the Jarvis boys, father and son, Allan in front of Rob, just in behind this battle. And there's Brooke, still P8, but there's nothing between this group. They're all locked in nose to tail. Good run from Jarvis out of turn 4, ran the outside at turn 5. This could be big.
Yeah, let's see what he can do to Stewart back out of it. Yes, almost does. Jarvis tries to come across and pick up the racing line. No, he stayed there. He has stayed there, and this may pay dividends for him.
Good clean racing, isn't it? He'll be on the right side. He just dives up the inside and gets it done, but Brett Stewart can hold on. He's still there. Oh, and contact behind as well. A touch there for Allan Jarvis. Oh, wow, Rob Jarvis gets into the side, forces it out wide.
That's what you call a hip and a shoulder.
Yes, it is.
AFL terms.
Dale Corbett, the Buttercard car, got forced out wide. Dived up. This battle's still continuing. Jarvis has finally cleared Stewart. Took him 5 corners to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's over just yet, Richard. Look at this. He's closed right up under brakes and is going to give it another go. And while this is going on, this just bunches up the field even more and allows our race leader to disappear off into the distance.
Yeah, I was going to make that point that Reece Murphy and Damien Ward driving away out in front of the race, side by side again. So Stewart looking to go the long way around. Well, I guess you normally wouldn't do that, but he's proved it's possible. How about this for a fight? Captain Rob dives up the inside.
Yeah, that was very tactical. Allan Jarvis moved out to the outside of the track to try and close Stewart out, and as a result, you saw him just run a little bit wide and he lost another position, but he'll come fighting back, you can guarantee that.
So Samantha Reid has now cleared 4 or 5 of these cars as well, and Brooke Leach has gone with her. So 2 cars moving forward as those in front were dicing heavily. So there's Stewart. He's gone back from 2nd place all the way back to 2nd last with the Buttercard car of Dale Corbett, the karting gun, just in behind him as well.
Oh, Leach having a go at Reid there. Oh, gee, they came very close. Dived up the inside, but did a good job to arrest the car and not run wide and tag Reid. The 2 ladies having a good fight of their own out there.
Sam Reid, development driver for Kelly Racing, Dreamtime Racing in the V8 Supercar Development Series, and works for CAMS as well, the CAMS office in Melbourne. but got the call up last minute to dive into one of these cars and have a run as Stewart fires up the inside. Gee, he's been racing this weekend.
He's got plenty to do now to work his way towards the front of the pack. Ward, oh, look at this side by side for these two.
So this is for the race lead. Reece Murphy closing the margin on Allan Jarvis for the series lead. Looking around the outside.
See, these guys and girls have got serious all of a sudden, haven't they?
It's gone up a
really
notch.
leaning on each other. Ward and Murphy, you'd think they were battling for the Formula One World Championship the way they're both going. Murphy on the outside, so this is going to be interesting under brakes. He's going to try and do a switchback. Ward awake to it and drive straight down the centre of the track. Well done.
Yeah, he's just excited to make that one move and cover his racing line, which he's doing well. But Murphy, at the moment, seems a bit inevitable that he might be able to work his way through because he's got great pace aboard that car. But just stuck in second. Again, sticks the nose out. Start of the final lap at Winton.
It's going to be a long final lap. I know what this feels like. Ward will be sitting there at the moment just saying, please go away.
Well, will it be all or nothing? Will Murphy know that Jarvis is behind him? And for the championship side of things, this will work nicely for him. There is Allan Jarvis in behind Rob, the white and blue striped Suzuki Swift, the BBC Racing entry. Or will Reece Murphy have a proper red hot go? I'm going to go for the latter.
I wonder if Captain's going to allow Allan to pass to help him out series points wise.
I don't think so. This will be payback for all the tantrums he threw as a child when he was being brought up. So the Jarvis family rivalry fighting it out for the final spot on the podium. This is the battle for the lead.
Awesome little dice this too. Both drivers doing an exceptionally good job of racing clean, but still being very hard and very determined with their lines that they're choosing out there.
This has been an entertaining race full stop, hasn't it? And I think it shows that the more and more cars this series gets, the better it gets. Murphy's got problems. He's slowing from second place. He's got no drive. He's struggling to find gears. And I think he's just tried to bump start the car or find a gear that works, and he's limping down the back straight from second place.
That's no justice after a good fight and a good race on the final lap. With about half a lap to go, some sort of mechanical failure has put him backwards through the pack, and it looks like he's basically out of this one. All honest to this man though, Damien Ward comes through the final turn onto the start-finish straight. He drove with a great deal of professionalism, and as a result, he's going to pick up all the bickies in the third race of the weekend.
Yeah, what a welcome to the Swift Racing Series he's had this season. A win in race 1, he's backed that up with a win in race 3. And the Jarvis battle, Captain Rob outdrives the boy and gets home for second place. Allan home in third, Brett Stewart 4th, Sam Reid from the back of the grid to 5th. Dale Corbett finished 6th, Brooke Leach 7th, and Reece Murphy failed to get that car across the line.
Damien Ward, first time to Winton, and wow, you've taken out the rain.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, really. I've been here before and practiced in Formula 4, but that's pretty much it, and it was in the wet as well. So it was good to have a dry race in the third race today.
Would it be true to say you're a big fan of the Winton racetrack now?
Oh, definitely, for sure. Just not the weather, that's all.
We had a pretty good weekend overall. Had a bit of bad luck in race 3, running out of fuel. It was just a shame that it was on the last lap. So, but that's racing. So
you were almost a rain winner then, if it wasn't for that problem with the fuel.
As long as we could get past Damien on in that last race, yeah, we would have had the round win. But Damien drove exceptionally well. He's such a smooth driver, and it's going to be fun to race against him throughout the season.
Yeah, it wasn't real good in first in the wet. We just couldn't seem to get our head around the car and just couldn't get it to work. But when that track dried out, and the car just came to me, and away we went.
Well done to our winners this weekend at Winton. Entertaining weekend of racing for the Swift Series.
Yeah, no doubt. And they've copped everything, haven't they? Sunshine, they've copped leading on each other, and pouring rain as well. And the results in race 3 have really helped out Allan Jarvis. He leads by 2 points over Reece Murphy. Then Rob Jarvis sits back there in third.
Well, that's it from the Hi-Tec Oil Swift Racing Series here at the Shannons Nationals at Winton Raceway. But don't go away. When we come back, the V8 Commodore Cup is up next.